He plays like Neymar, celebrates like Mbappe. It was fate that Desiré Doué would lead PSG to Champions League glory, whilst Inter go from treble contenders to trophyless in a month. This is DMAC Daily. The biggest margin of victory in a Champions League final. Luis Enrique's PSG delivered a masterclass like no other. Every single member of that starting 11, plus the substitutes, were unreal. They farmed Inter from minute one with slick possession-based football, relentless pressing front to back, and a front three that could not be contained. Shades of Spain's Euro 2012 final or Barca in the 2011 UCL final. A major golfing class, all whilst operating without a conventional striker. Even crazier is the fact that they did it without their previous superstars. No Messi, no Neymar, no all-time leading goal scorer of Kylian Mbappe, no problem. PSG unleashed a separate trio full of energy, technical quality, and star power. Dembele has gone from the ultimate flop to a legitimate Ballon d'Or contender. Kvaratskhelia came in mid-season and took this club to heights they'd never previously achieved. And in Desiré Doué, well, France has a new star. Ironically, he hit Mbappe's celly in the Champions League final. But unlike his French counterpart, Doué was actually able to lead PSG to UCL glory. Man of the match in club football's biggest game at 19. The ultimate I'm him performance. Wild that this kid had literally never featured in the UCL prior to this season. Now he's the young player of the tournament, beating Yamal to the award. That 50 mil fee they paid for him a year ago has proven to be a bargain, but I'd argue that the most important member of this PSG team isn't any player, but rather their manager, Luis Enrique. The collective mentality he has instilled within this young squad is special. A treble winner now with two different clubs, and there were heartfelt scenes following his latest triumph. PSG's fans unveiled a beautiful tifo in honor of his late daughter, a touching gesture to the Spaniard who remained strong in the face of such a painful life experience. It was a similar situation with his assistant, Raphael Pol, whose wife sadly passed away back in November. They made history together at PSG, delivering the club's first Champions League trophy. But with every final, there's always a loser, and in the case of Inter Milan, we're talking about generational losers. Throughout this season's Champions League campaign, Inter have proven to be a highly formidable team, taking out the likes of Bayern and Barcelona to reach the final. An aging yet determined group of players who defied the odds with one of world football's best tacticians leading the charge. Inzaghi said before the final that his team will have to suffer against PSG, and they most certainly did that, but not in the way Inzaghi envisioned. Former player Achraf Hakimi backed right in front of the travelling Nerazzurri faithful early on, but that was only the beginning of the humiliation. Hakimi and Doué cooked Di Marco for 53 straight minutes before being hauled off. Jan Sommer let in 4 goals via his near post. Every Inter player was poor. How was this the same team to overcome a domestic treble-winning Barca side just a few weeks back? In late April, they crumbled in the Coppa Italia semis to a bang-average AC Milan. They then bottled the Scudetto to Napoli. It was all or nothing with UCL glory on the line, but what unfolded was a sporting massacre. Adding to the mess, Inzaghi could be on his way to the Middle East now with Al Hilal chasing. It's believed the Inter hierarchy want him to stay, but he might want to bounce. I mean, the magnitude of this defeat was unlike anything the club has ever experienced, and less than 24 hours later, he was publicly handed a Tapiro d'Oro, a novelty award given to famous individuals who suffer public humiliation. Yikes. Anyways, that's all for DMAC Daily. Catch you tomorrow.